Cross up hope to the Hot Deals PSN sale. This sale ends on the 26th of May, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. Up first is 7 Days to Die. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £5.99, which is really good. This is a first-person survival game, with 2-player offline co-op and 4-player online co-op, and it's basically Minecraft but more realistic, in an actual real-world location with cities and towns and that sort of thing. So it's basically an open-world zombie apocalypse survival game, where you have to survive for as long as possible, with every 7 days being attacked by a horde of zombies. I've seen this game played a lot, and it looks awesome. It looks like a lot of fun, but you really need a group of friends to play it with, ideally. So if you have a group of friends to play it with, you'll have a lot of fun. But if not, you could get a lot of fun out of it anyway. It's a really good game. Take a look at it. ADRIFT is the next game. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which is really good. This is a survival adventure game where you play as an astronaut stranded in the wreckage of a destroyed space station, and now you must salvage tech and repair the systems in order to survive and call for help. I bought this game a while back, and I really enjoyed it. It was really cool and fun and different, and I found it very interesting to play, with some really stunning views. It's quite short, but it's a lot of fun and I really enjoyed every second of it. Highly recommended if you like anything to do with space, or if you just like survival adventure games in general. It's definitely worth taking a look at. Next up is Age of Wonders Planetfall Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the price of £12.49, which is really cool. This edition includes the Infested World Scenario Planet, and some extra cosmetics as well. You get to play as one of 6 factions in this sci-fi turn-based strategy game, building and developing your empire while uncovering the secret history of the fallen galactic empire. It features large factions, destructible environments, and unit customization. So if you like turn-based strategy games like Fire Emblem or XCOM, you'll really like this. And if you haven't played one of these before, you can get cheaper options in sales sometimes, so you might want to wait for one of them instead. We have a VR game next, Blood and Truth. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 63% discount for the price of £12.94, which is really good for a VR game. This has optional move controller and aim controller support, but let's face it, you should have one of those to play this game and get the most out of it. So if you don't, you might want to pick them up as well. In this VR first-person shooter, you get to be the action hero. It's based on the heist from the VR Worlds collection, so if you like that, you'll love this, where you play an elite special forces soldier who must battle through the crime-ridden London underworld to save your family from a ruthless criminal empire. You get to experience over-the-top epic gunfights as you drive, parachute and rappel across the city in exciting action set pieces. And it features a unique soundtrack of orchestral and grime music, a new hard mode, and 20 new shooting challenges with online leaderboards. This is hands down one of the best VR games available, and it's on a good deal. So if you have a PSVR, you should definitely look at this at least. Unless you've got, 200 other games piled up you haven't played yet, in which case, leave it a while at least. Up next is Defense Grid 2. It was released in 2014, so it's 7 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the price of £3.74, which is an awesome price. This is a tower defense game, and I love tower defense games, and this is a really good one. This one is so good that years ago it was free on Xbox 360, and I liked it so much that I bought it again for PlayStation. It's pretty standard as far as the gameplay goes. There are bugs on a planet that are trying to steal things from you, and you have to put down towers to protect it. If they make it to the tower at the center, they steal resources off you and they try and escape with them, so you get to shoot them on the way in and out as well, which is a bit different and I liked it. If you like tower defense games, you should own this, so pick it up. And if you've never played a tower defense game before, give this one a try because it's awesome and it's at a really cheap price. It's worth looking at least. DORAEMON Story of Seasons is up next. It was released in 2020, so it's only a year old, and is on a 75% discount for the price of £8.74, which is pretty decent. This is a farming sim, and it basically rips off the Harvest Moon franchise. And if you don't know what that is, it basically ripped off Stardew Valley, which ripped off Harvest Moon. In this game, you get to manage a derelict farm, clearing it up, upgrading it, farming crops, rearing animals, fishing, cooking, and many more activities, along with hanging out with the local village people. No, not the band, the local people that live in the village next to the farm. And even though it's a bit of a rip-off, there hasn't been a proper Harvest Moon game for ages, and this looks exactly like one. So if you've been waiting for a Harvest Moon game, take a look at this, because your dreams have probably come true. And if you've never played this sort of game before, then you might want to look at Stardew Valley instead, because that can be cheaper on sales. If this game gets cheaper in further sales though, I'll definitely pick it up myself, because I love Harvest Moon games and it's been a while. Our next game is Dreamfall Chapters. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 65% discount for the price of £5.59, which is pretty good. This is a story-driven adventure game, and it includes all 5 episodes of the game, with an extended soundtrack, with a story that spans multiple worlds and time periods, with multiple story paths and endings, which promise devastating consequences for your decisions. So if you like the Telltale games, or Life is Strange, this'll appeal to you as well. It seems like the same sort of deal, just less well known, but it's got good reviews and it looks pretty decent. So if you like the sound of that sort of gameplay, why not take a look at it? And if you've never played one of these sorts of games before, then you might want to wait for the Telltale games to go on sale, because you can pick up huge amounts of them at real good prices sometimes. Next we have Dungeons 2. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is dirt cheap. This edition also includes exclusive additional content of 11 new maps and over 30 hours of additional gameplay, which is really cool. This real-time strategy is basically a Dungeon Keeper rip-off, which is great because the recent versions of that game suck, and it's a really good game series to rip off. You get to play as a dungeon lord, built in a dungeon full of fearsome creatures, which you must defend from the pesky adventuring heroes who are out to spoil your fun. It features 11 campaign missions, 2 playable factions, 26 unique creatures, and 3-player online multiplayer. The Dungeon Keeper series is a bit of a cult classic at this point, so if you really like those games, you'll probably really love this. And especially because they're not making those games anymore, this is your only option, but at least it's a really good one. So people who never played the original Dungeon Keeper games might want to check it out as well. Take a look at it. More VR next, Everybody's Golf VR. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 67% discount for a price of £8.24, which is really good. This is a VR golf game, obviously, and it has optional support for Move controllers, but let's be honest, you should play it with Move controllers. It's a golf game. This is an amazing golf game which features 3 18-hole golf courses with cool themes. The first one's a forest theme, the second one's a tropical beach location, and the third one's a Jurassic theme with dinosaurs and everything. It features multiple caddies, game modes, online leaderboards, long and short versions of all courses, 3-hole, 9-hole, in and out for all courses, and a bunch of customizations and unlockables. I own this game, and I love it. I played through everything and unlocked a lot during lockdown, and I absolutely loved it. It's brilliant. If you like golf games, or golf in real life, and especially if you're a fan of the Wii Golf, you will absolutely love this. It's highly recommended. I love it. It's great. Pick it up if you've got a PSVR unit and you like any of what I've said. But if not, don't worry. There's other stuff for you to look at. We're going back into VR now with Farpoint. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 50% discount for the price of £7.99, which is really good. Move controllers are not supported, but aim controller is, which is amazing. In this VR first-person shooter, after a scientific research of an anomaly goes wrong, you end up marooned on a hostile alien planet, and your only hope is to stay alive while locating other survivors from the space station and escape together. It features online co-op and now includes new online versus modes and 3 new maps to play on. I own this game and I've completed most of it with the aim controller, and I absolutely love it. I've never had any experience like this in any other game. It's absolutely brilliant. Standing on top of a rock with a machine gun surrounded by alien monsters. Wow, what a moment that was. Or pulling a shotgun off my back to shoot a bug mid-air as it was jumping at my face. I won't forget those moments for a long time. It was scary and exhilarating in equal measure. I totally love this game even though it gets mixed results from people. But if you've got the legs for full movement in VR, and especially if you've got an aim controller, this is an awesome game. If you have a PSVR unit, you definitely want to take a look at this. We have a puzzle game next, Gorogoa. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 70% discount for the low price of £3.59, which is really decent. This is a very unique and different puzzle game that bends perspective and reality in order to present the most unique puzzles I've ever seen. It's kinda hard to explain. You really have to look at the trailer to get an idea of how the game works, but you basically see a 2D image that you can manipulate or zoom in and out in different parts, and combine those things that you see in the environment into a different picture which solves a puzzle. If that sounds confusing, it's really not when you're playing the game. What it is mind-bendingly awesome. So if you're a fan of puzzle games, definitely check this out at least, because it's very different and you'll enjoy it. But if you're not, take a look at something else, there's plenty of options for you. Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition is our next game. It was released in 2013, so it's 8 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £7.49, which is pretty decent, as this edition includes 6 extra characters, 30 plus skins, and 60 Star Lab missions. This is a fighting game, and it basically includes all of the DC characters you could think of. Batman, Superman, Aquaman, the Joker, all sorts, with a campaign mode which is pretty decent, and some really cool scenery and destruction within the levels. And it also includes some really cool devastating finisher moves as well. If you're a fan of DC Comics, you'll really enjoy this, and it's a solid fighter as well. It's even been used in some tournaments. Definitely worth looking at if you like fighters or the DC universe. And next we have some more DLC. Jurassic World Evolution Expansion Collection. It's on a 65% discount for a price of £11.54, which is a big discount. And it includes all expansions, including 2 story expansions and the 3rd story expansion, Return to Jurassic Park, that allows you to rebuild and reopen the original park from the movie, featuring Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Ellie Sadler, and Dr. Ian Malcolm. So if you've picked up Jurassic World Evolution in a previous sale like I did, this is your time to buy this expansion. It'll give you everything you want for a really good price. I'm definitely looking at picking it up myself. I can't wait to play it. Next we have Life is Strange Season Pass. It was released in 2015, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the crazy low price of £2.79. Now this seems a bit weird, because it only includes episodes 2 and up, but episode 1 is free. So basically you're getting the whole game for this price, even though it makes it sound like you're not. This is an episodic adventure game, and this package will give you access to all of it, so you'll get the whole story. In this award-winning critically acclaimed game, you play as Max, a photography senior who discovers she can rewind time, and soon you find yourself uncovering a dark side to life while investigating a missing girl. I've played and completed this game myself, and I really enjoyed it. It's like a Telltale game, but better. The consequences are more severe, and you feel like things actually do change when you make decisions. I would highly recommend this if you're a fan of Telltale or anything of that ilk. And if you've never played one of these games before, it's worth trying this one, because it's one of the best and it's at a really good price. Highly recommended. Take a look at it if you like any of what I've talked about. Up next is Monster Energy Supercross Special Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £5.99, which is okay. This edition also includes £11.99 worth of DLC in the Season Pass, and the base game includes all of the official 2017 Supercross Championship, and features the riders from the 250SX and the 450SX, plus the tracks, bikes, 80 brands, and 300 customization items. So if you're a fan of the motocross sport and you want the official content, this is the option for you. But if not, MXGP2 is on sale, and that's a better deal overall, so you might want to check that out instead. And for anyone that's thinking about trying a motocross game, again, check out the other one, it's a better deal, especially if you don't care about the official content. MotoGP 19 is our next game. It was released in 2019, obviously, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £5.99, which is really good. This is a bike racer with a rookie career mode, where you get to become a race director and create custom multiplayer events, reliving the most exciting historical rivalries from a dedicated mode. And you can also fully customize your racer, and it also boasts enhanced AI with machine learning, so it should be more fun to play than the older versions too. So if you're looking for a motorbike racer, this seems like a pretty decent deal. And if you've always wanted to try a motorbike racer, this ain't a bad option, you might want to think about it. Up next is my star buy, Murdered Soul Suspect. It was released in 2014, so it's 7 years old, but it's on a 90% discount for the crazy price of £1.59, which is crazy for a AAA game by Square Enix. That's awesome value. This is a third-person action thriller, where you play Ronan O'Connor, a detective in Salem who was brutally murdered, and now you're trapped in the world of Dusk, where you must use your new supernatural abilities to investigate a string of murders, including your own. This game has mixed reviews on launch, but there was a lot of early bugs which didn't help. I'm assuming by now they've worked out the bugs, and you're getting a AAA game at a really good price. Games don't get much cheaper than this, especially ones from a high-profile publisher. It's my style buy for a reason if you like investigating games, or you like the idea of being a ghost trying to solve your own murder. You might just want to take a look at this game, because it looks really good for this price. Next, we have a game from a legendary racing series, Need for Speed Payback. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £6.24, which is really decent. This game's story is set years after your crew was betrayed, as you reunite once again to get your vengeance on the House, who are a cartel that rule the city. You get to race through various events throughout the city, gaining enough respect to enter the final race to take down the House. This is a pretty standard story for Need for Speed, and the story's never that important to the game anyway. It's all about buying and customizing a load of awesome cars in order to street race your heart out. This game basically made a fortune off the back of the Fast and the Furious, so if you like those movies or the idea of being a street racer, you should definitely check this out. It's an awesome series. I've played a load of them over the years and they're really good. So if you like the sound of that, definitely take a look at it. Our next game is 9 Parchments. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which isn't bad. This is a top-down RPG that boasts 4-player online co-op, where you get to play as a group of runaway wizards out to collect the lost 9 parchments and complete their spellbooks. This game really reminds me of the Magicka series, which I played and enjoyed, and it focuses a lot on the 4-player co-op, so if you've got friends to play with, it's a lot more fun. But if not, you might still enjoy it. It's a pretty decent top-down isometric RPG, but you'll definitely get a lot more fun out the game if you play it together with friends. So think about that before you take a look at it. One Piece Burning Blood is our next game. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £7.49, which is really good. This is a fighting game based on the One Piece show, featuring a 3v3 fighting system with more than 40 playable characters and massive special moves using devil fruits and haki. If you're a fan of One Piece and fighting games, you'll absolutely love this game. But if you're just a fighting fan, there's plenty of fighting games on sale, so you might want to pick something else, especially if you're not a fan of One Piece or anime in general, so move on to something else. We have a third-person RPG next, Ryzen 3 Titan Lords Enhanced Edition. It was released in 2015, so it's 6 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the low price of £3.99. And this edition includes enhanced graphics and all 3 DLC expansions, so you're getting a huge amount of content for that price. It was definitely a contender for the style buy of this sale. This game is set in a world abandoned by the gods and full of enemies and dangers, as you awaken robbed of your soul, and now you'll need powerful allies to rise up against the Titans. It also features a branching story based on your decisions, so there's a lot of replayability in this as well, and to be honest, for an older game, the graphics actually look pretty decent, and it looks like a lot of fun too. I'd never heard of this game before, but it looks really good and decent, I gotta be fair, and at this price, it's a steal. If you're a fan of third-person RPGs, definitely consider this, and if you've never played a third-person RPG before, then why not take a look at it for this price, because you're getting a lot of quality for your money. Our next game is Senko no Ronde 2. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £9.89, which isn't bad. This is a really different and unique fighter, set in the far future following the Great Disaster, where humans live in colonies on Mars and the Moon, with various factions fighting to rule the Confederation. This game is a unique mix of bullet hell and fighting games, as you pilot different mechs from a top-down perspective as you fight each other to the death while also utilising a load of stereotypical weapons such as cluster missiles. If you've seen any sort of anime mech fight, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and this looks like a very unique game dialed in for those people that like that sort of thing. So by now you'll either be like, oh my god, I've never heard of this, I want to buy it, or you'll be like, what is all this about? This game will be absolutely awesome for the people that like the sound of it, but it's probably of no interest at all to anyone else. So if that's you, then look at something else, because you won't like this game at all. We have a stealth game next, Shadwen. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the low price of £3.49, which is awesome. In this game you play an assassin, on a quest to kill the king, but after a chance encounter with an orphaned young girl, you must now take her along with you, and protect her while also accomplishing your mission. This looks like a pretty decent stealth game, where you get to sneak up on guards and kill them, making your way through the levels to your ultimate objective of killing the king. If you used to play games like Tenchu and that sort of thing, you'll probably really enjoy this game, and if you've never played one of these games before, you might want to check it out at this price, because it's pretty cheap. Oh look, another stealth game, Thief. It was released in 2014, so it's 6 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the crazy price of £1.59. It is on this price quite often though, so if you don't want to pick it up now, even though it's practically free, then it'll probably come around again, so don't worry about missing it. This is a reboot of a legendary series, which isn't as good as the originals, but it's worth it at this price. You get to play as Garrett, a thief with unrivaled skills, sneaking through the streets and infiltrating heavily guarded mansions and steal everything within. This was a AAA game, and at the time of release it didn't do so well. But that doesn't stop it being a really decent game at an awesome price. Why not check it out if you like the sound of it? You can't go far wrong at that price. And the final game I have for you is Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr Complete Collection. This was released in 2020, so it's only a year old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £11.09, which is awesome. That's a huge discount. And it also includes all the DLC, which is a massive amount of expansions, including a new mode, missions, pets, and cosmetics, so you get a huge amount of content for your money. But be careful, because there's multiple versions of this game on sale, and this is definitely the best deal, so make sure you pick up this edition, not the others. In this game, you play as the Inquisitor, the Imperium's most powerful agent, and you are on a quest to search the fortress monastery of Martyr and purge it of the chaos lurking behind its walls. It features 3 character classes, gigantic skill trees, dozens of weapons, 2-player local co-op, 4-player online co-op, controllable vehicles, towers, a cover system, and destructible environments. So if you like Warhammer 40k, you'll probably love this game, and you're getting a huge amount of content for your money. But if you're just a fan of isometric RPGs, you'll probably like it as well. And if you've never played an isometric RPG before, you should probably check out Path of Exile because that's free, so you can get a taste of the genre first and then decide if you want to commit more later. And that's all of the games I have for you from the Hot Deals PSN sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did you like them? Did you hate them? What about the Star Buy? Did I pick a good one, or was there something else I should have picked instead? Throw all of your complaints down in the comments and we can argue about it later. But I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, and more importantly I hope you guys saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Hoil Vour.